oh, why do we have to have such that teaser at the end of the Flash and all that? It's like, this is the most excited I've been for Flash. Like, it throughout like the whole series airing and all that. It's like, I've been here, like, always saying, oh, I really do like this show and all that. It could go so many ways and all that. But this one, it went really well depth into Barry Allen's, like, all his kind of relationship. I mean, the villain that we had in this episode, look, I'm just going to get that straight out of the way first thing in this episode review and all that, because I'm not going to bullshit. I really, really did not give a fuck at all for the sort of antagonist of the week for this one, Peekaboo, as she was called, and her ability was, like, really interesting and stuff like that. Like, it was like, oh, I can, like, teleport, like, anywhere and stuff like that, like, as long as I can see her. She had, like, a cool little telescope and stuff like that. And one of the things is, like, she was just so underplayed, like, oh, I'm just gonna make use of, like, just, like, teleporting here or there. And it honestly was just very disappointing, I found, with this, especially her. It's like, it just could have been well much placed with her and all that. Like, you could have had her, like, I don't know, like, teleport, like, Barry's, like, hands into a wall or something like that. I don't know, I feel like her powers and stuff like that could have been used a little bit more, because all she really was just teleporting, and it was kind of cool that Snow was, like, the one that actually named it this time. And honestly, the best parts of the episode were more of the relationship, like, development going on, like, knowing that, the detective and also as well, like, Barry's father, they've been working together. He's been, like, sort of like the little snitch, the information guy in the prison, and because of this, he actually got stabbed during this while they were trying to investigate this whole case that was going on, when Peekaboo broke out, like, her boyfriend from prison and stuff like that. And honestly, like, everything with them, I did not personally care for. It was like, I felt like she was going to be a one-episode villain. She pretty much was. Like, I cared that everyone, like, the Pied Piper, like, his stuff with, like, Cisco, he was a badass in this episode. Like, him, like, getting, like, the Pied Piper to actually come out and say, you're going to help me find, like, so it's like a boyfriend, like, you're going to help me find it, turn it up on the hearing and stuff. And even as well, he knows a bit how to fight as well. I respected Cisco, and I've said this many times before, like, with friends, and especially in my last episode, like, Cisco is one of my favorite characters in The Flash. Like, I really like him. I think he's awesome. You can relate to him because, he's, like, a bit nerdy, he likes all the stuff that we do as well. And it's realistic. It feels like that, and you can feel like you can relate to the character, and he shows that he's going to be a badass as well at the same time. Like, I really did enjoy that, and not to mention as well, like, oh, Barry and his little date there, like, I did like their whole little, like, relation thing that they had there. Like, it almost feels like, I don't really like to compare the two, like, with Flash, but it feels like maybe they might have, like, a little, like, Felicity and Oliver kind of relationship to them. Like, they do like each other, but it's going to take a while for them to grow on each other. That's, like, what I have to feel like it's going to end up with these two and all that, because I thought this was actually a kind of, like, a really cool episode, like, with, like, just everything that it was trying to do and all that. But it was just, like a few missteps with especially just, like, how little and importance was the villain in this episode. And, it doesn't always need to be, like, a part of it, but, everything else in this one, like, with the whole thing with Linda Park, her arriving, like, her going on a date with, like, Barry, that was really cool and stuff like that. Also saw that whole little jealousy thing and all that like freaking Iris has got now, because it's like, it seems like Barry's, like, moving on in his life and all that. It's like, there was just a lot of good things in this episode that I really enjoyed, and hopefully it really just keeps up with this, because I think this was awesome. And, I'm really like the development of things. But honestly, the best part of this episode, and I think everyone can agree with that, was that teaser at the end of Gorilla Grodd, when those two guys went down to that sewer level, and we saw a snippet like that, like a small snippet of what Grodd is going to be looking like, and we can see that he's going to be in, like, full CGI. They ain't going to get no more fucking monkey suit or anything like that, but it's like, so far, like, it looks like they're putting the money into him, and it seems like he's going to appear at least in this season and all that. I thought he was going to be like season 2 sort of villain and stuff, but it seems like they're going to incorporate it. Now, this is where it's going to be interesting, because from what I know of the comics and what I see of, like, Justice League and stuff like that, and a little bit of research, Gorilla Grodd is the main antagonist of the Flash. So what is he really going to bring to the table and all that? Because we've already had the Reverse Flash introduced, now with Gorilla Grodd. I don't want the series to introduce in too many things, but I at least want him to make cameos. If not, like, I don't want him just to be beaten up immediately like that. But it's like, it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to be doing with the Flash and all that. Like, so far, it's really awesome and all that, what they're doing with it. Like, definitely this episode was really good and all that. I had a lot of fun watching it. It seems like a really cool one. But overall, episode 12 has some good things to it and all that. Mainly with the whole relationship stuff to it. And, you know, had a little bit of, like, here and there, stuff like that to it. But it was like, overall, I enjoyed it. I'm going to give this one a 7.5 out of 10. Mainly the relationship stuff, and mainly stuff with his father at the end when he's saying, you know, if my son was the Flash, which he already guessed that it was like his son was the Flash, and like he'd tell him he's proud of him. And I was like, Barry's father, it hit home right there. It was like, you know, I respect that man. That's a true father right there. It's like, and he loves his son no matter what. So overall, really good episode. Really looking forward to, like, you know, some next episode. So let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about this episode of Flash. Like, it could have been better, but honestly, everything else apart from the villain, which I felt like was kind of, they focused a little bit too much maybe on. Like, with this episode, honestly, would have worked without a villain. Like, it could have, like, not had peekaboo at all, and it would have just been a great, like, downtime episode in development, and who knows, fucking Gorilla Growth for the fucking win, because he looks like a fucking boss. So, yeah, really enjoyed it. Gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. Did enjoy it, so let me know in the comment section down below. But that's all from me, so thank you very much for watching as always, and remember, I'll see you guys next time.